What's up, YouTube? It's your boy King Ray Kage, and I'm here with a special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, what's poppin'? It's 7 man, youngest of the 7 man, the greatest there's ever been. You feel me? Fuck with the kid, youtube.com, severthebond. Like, what's good with you? I'm saying though.
Listen, I thought he was gonna come up with the stuff with what's up, YouTube HUTs about the thing on time, but hey, we gonna skip
Nah,
that.
fuck that, bro. This is a podcast. Fuck that. This is a podcast. We're coming out for blood off rip, bro, like
Uh,
Beyblade.
we coming off of blood. Okay, so we're gonna start today's podcast with a special rant about Drew McIntyre, I believe. So we gonna go hear it. We gonna debate about it. So I hope you guys enjoy. Go ahead with your claim. I guess you can say that.
Like, first of all, I don't appreciate how, like, you're trying to treat me like my name is, like, youtube.com. Like, you feel me? Like, you're making these assumptions that I'm like claiming shit. Like I ain't YouTube. Like you feel me? Like that ain't me. Like I'm the 7 man. Like my name ain't YouTube. You know, youtube.com/severthebond. You feel me? Like that ain't me. But when it comes to Mr. Drew McIntyre and all transparency, like I'm not even like off camera. Me and the homie had a little bit of a discussion of how I felt like he was on his tip, just a teensy bit, just a teensy bit, just a teensy bit. I felt like this man was on his tip, just a teensy bit, like a rubber glove. But I feel like a lot of this shit would hit differently if there was a crowd. I know that's not that much of a hot take, but on the rare occasion that I do actually watch, and I'm not watching like a recap thing, and I see that gigantic pale man, not Sheamus, but that gigantic pale hairy ass man get out there, and he starts like beating his chest and shit. I don't fucking get it. And with other NXT call-ups and shit, and you can't really call him that because he done been everywhere. He was in the WWE before. He was ruling Impact, which isn't that hard because if you come from WWE and you go to TNA, you know they're gonna give you the title at some point. So that's not really that difficult. But he's an established star. I get that. But when you come back to WWE and you're like a different branded person, and you come out there with no audience, and you just like smashing Lesnar, fucking up the Big Show on the same night, and there's no crowd, and I just like, my only context of you is you were fucking around with Dolph Ziggler for a year, and I'm just supposed to take that shit seriously? I get who he is. It's just with no crowd hyping it up. I'm like, yo, come get your mans. Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is it? Like, I'd rather see Lesnar again. I'm gonna keep it a value with you, bro.
I do have a question though. How do you feel about, if he wouldn't have shaped up, if he wouldn't have worked hard to, get beefed up and stuff like that? Do you think his appearance is one of the things that gave him that gigantic push or not?
1000%. But I mean, you know how Vince McMahon get down. Like, I'm supposed to be the gay one, but man, this McMahon love him some hot, sweaty men. Like I'm saying though, that man came back lifting, and all of a sudden he a goddamn champion. Like I'm saying though, I don't know.
Yeah, my thing with Drew McIntyre that I like so much about him is that, even off camera, he's a cat person. So, I guess I'm biased about that. So yeah, Drew McIntyre, he worked hard. He earned his title. He finally got the title, and I'm just so happy for him. So that's the only reason why, I'm like, oh, he's really a good champion. But I see the things you're saying. With the crowd, it would have been probably different. It would have even probably changed your mindset. It would have probably been like, oh, with the crowd, I think he's lit because he fires everyone up and stuff like that, like he does to me, I guess you could say. What? Wait, don't caption that.
Pause.
Pause. So yeah, next topic. I'm just gonna run into the ones we were actually scheduling because Homeboy said that WWE 2K isn't here. So then he also said SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 is better than 2008. Yeah, that one.
Gotta hear me out on that one.
Oh,
I know that shit sound wild.
I hear you out.
I know that shit sound wild, bro. I know that shit sound wild, but you gotta hear me out. 2008 was decent, and I'm gonna kind of play this card just a teensy bit. How old are you, sir?
I'm 19.
Okay, so you were like 5 when that shit dropped, right? Like,
I was 8.
like,
I was 8.
right. You were 8 when that shit dropped in '08, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I'm sure the nostalgia vibes are kicking in real hard, and you were like, "Oh, mumsy, 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 can I please have the SmackDown versus Raw '08, pretty please?" Like I'm sure that made you feel real nice and snuggly and shit. But I was actually there, like you feel me? Like I was there. That you were like, you might not have been able to tie your shoes yet. Like I was in the
So
streets
you were
there.
like
You feel
12,
me?
huh?
Oh, at least the whole last 12.
You were at
At
least
least the
12.
whole last
Okay, so
12.
it's a 2-year gap difference though. So like
I mean, I,
2010 didn't have what 2008 had. You could play around with the contracts and you can sign people, and even to this day I still I still redo it.
but hear me out though.
Okay.
When '08 dropped, it had all those fun features. Hardy Boys were littered throughout it. I ain't see Drew McIntyre shit or nothing like that. Hardy Boys were leaked all throughout it. They had introduced this new system of you can pick your archetypes and stuff, like old school 2K type shit. Like that was a big deal. Coming off of 7, which was basically 8 or 6, it
Yeah.
was a big
Yeah,
deal.
it was that except without Kurt Angle. Yeah.
Big deal, fun stuff, cool. But when you get over to 10, granted, 8 had this cool new style of play, and you could just kind of flick the pro stick and all that. Like that was cool. But when you get over to 10, do you remember the amount of customization that dropped that year?
Yeah, of course.
It was nuts, the shit that you could like alter and stuff. And even though the gameplay was the big selling point of 8, what do people really buy SmackDown versus Raw for?
To,
To
to
create your own character suite, bro.
Yeah, but don't you really think SmackDown versus Raw defines something like a GM mode where you can take account, the brand you want to be with the players you want to have in your brand, build them
I
up.
mean, for a pretend sport, I guess. Like if it was like Madden or something like that, and they like took it out or something, I'd feel some type of
Like
way
if,
about that.
like
But
like
for
if they
a
took
pro
if they took
wrestling game,
franchise mode off of Madden, how would you feel about that? And you only had quick play. That's how I feel about SmackDown 2010. They just took my goddamn franchise off. And they haven't given it back. They tried the bullshit with fucking universe mode, and that shit ain't working. That shit ain't working.
Universe mode was
That
trash.
shit is fucking cheeks. The only thing I like about any 2K game is the NXT title from back in 2013. The original one, that shit was beautiful.
So them taking out a mode is the only reason why you prefer 8 over 10.
Yes.
Specifically that mode.
Yeah, specifically.
What exactly did you do in that mode exactly? Because I don't think I ever even touched that.
Okay, so basically, you were able to pick a general manager between Raw, SmackDown, and ECW at the time. Then you were also being able to sign superstars like, let's say, John Cena to a 1-year contract worth $1 million or stuff like that. Then you were able throughout the week before your show airs. Let's say you're SmackDown, so you have to wait till Friday for you to be able to like build your card and stuff. You can
Mhm.
build up your characters by making, let's say, Jeff Hardy go to a trophy date and earn some popularity. And the more popular your superstars are, the better matches you get. And the better matches you get, the more fans you get in fan popularity. And then on top of that, after you, it's like a whole year. So you're doing the big events like what you call it, Survivor Series, then WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and you're doing all that. So there's also a chart that keeps up with how many fans the other ones have compared to you. You can pick the difficulty, like if you want an easy, hard, medium, of course. And then the harder it is to like bring a superstar over here. You can trade with the other team, with the other shows. Let's say you want John Cena, you give him Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, and boom. And that's what the mode had. That's what they took away from me in my childhood.
Yo, so like, my response is gonna be this impression that I'm gonna do. People at home can't see this, but you can see it. So I just want you to peep this impression. You see this right here? That's me shutting the fuck up because I know all that was in there. That I'd be pissed the hell off if they took that off and I was aware of it. I didn't know you could do all that.
WWE fans, you know, they've always wanted the mode to come back, and what they gave us was universe mode. That's the only thing they gave us. And universe mode is cheeks. You don't even have contracts with people. You can build your own stable or whatnot, but you can't give them contracts. You don't have a deadline. Also they in 2008 they tell you how they feel. So like if they're disappointed they haven't got a title shot, the morale goes down and stuff like that. So you have to play around with morale and shit like that. So that's
they had
crazy.
all that?
Yeah, and to SmackDown versus Raw 2008 was so much advanced for that decade, like, you know, 2010 and 9, even 9. I think 9 was really a downgrade. Like that was the year everyone was like, wait, where the fuck's GM mode at? Like why? They're still a brand, you know, because they still had Brian rights and stuff like that. So they didn't really take out they weren't supposed to take out GM mode until WWE just came to a singular thing in like 2012 when they were like, oh, it's just one brand and we're not gonna like do the little versus thing until like 2017, and then now we still don't got the fucking GM mode, and that's what everyone's been wanting.
Well, I might have to go back and play that. Like after we're done, I might have to go back and see what's going on.
It's on the PS2, so there's no way for you to get it on the PC unless you fucking ROM hack that shit.
I mean, I'm saying though, the kid got a PS2 though.
Oh shit, you gonna have to play that.
I mean, I'm saying though, you know, they call me Seven Man. You feel me? Like, so, you know.
Yeah, you gonna have to replay that game because I feel like when you were like, oh, how old were you? And I'm like, well, I was 8 when it came out, you know. And you're like, oh, well, I think you just nostalgically, but it was the things they took away from me, you know. I'm gonna cry about it. I'm a bitch and moan about it. But hey, they took something everyone wants. You could go on Reddit and you can go on anything. Everyone wants that mode back. Even now when they're not gonna drop a 2K21 game, so I think they're gonna drop a 2K22 game, I believe. So everyone's like, oh, the creator, he posted something saying, oh, tell me what y'all want on the game. This year is gonna be for y'all. Everyone's been saying GM mode. That's just like the pinnacle of requests.
Why is there no 2021? Aren't they like an essential business? Like
yeah, they do it every year, but they said that they weren't gonna do 2K21 because 2K20 had a lot of glitches, and then on top of that, the COVID.
That's an understatement.
And shit, that's an understatement. Yeah. So I didn't even get 2K20. I cried for everyone who bought that game. I'm still on 19. Bad. I'm still on 19. Like like they're not gonna have a 2K21 game, I believe, unless they just put the things that everyone wants in it, you know. But I believe the next game's 2K22. They're not gonna have a 21. They're claiming it to be we're not doing it that way. We can have a whole another year so we can fix the game for you fans because we love you.
That's such trash. Yeah. How are you gonna give us a game where like folks don't have faces and then say you need a whole ass year to put faces on heads? Like fuck out of here.
Moving on from that subject though, how do you feel about Sasha Banks and Bayley getting them tag titles? I like the day that because I know I didn't watch that show, so then when I did the podcast last week and I went on the on WWE.com and I saw that they were the champions, in my mind I was like, oh my god, what should I say? I didn't watch this show. Like I'm like, okay, yeah, they're okay. I said they're good tag champs because they were the first champs, I believe. So then I didn't really see them. I had to rewatch it on YouTube to see how the fuck that shit happened. But I feel like a Sasha Banks turn is near. So how do you feel about that?
They need to take titles off of people in major storylines. I feel like people in major storylines don't need titles. There's so many goddamn people on all those rosters, and especially because specifically the women's tag titles aren't on one brand.
They're
like you don't need to put that on. Yeah, Yeah, like you don't need to put those titles on people in a major storyline. Sasha and Bailey have been teasing this, oh, let's fuck each other up thing for like 3 years now. You can take those titles and put it on people who actually need that. Then boom, then there's their storyline. Because they have half of the goddamn titles for women already. You've
Yeah.
already got one of them is a SmackDown champion, and now both of them have the tag titles. They don't need that shit. They already have a storyline.
Yeah,
Like,
so
yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but there's been a lot of rumors and speculation saying that the reason why they took the titles off of Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss was because they were having some beef behind the scenes. So I think that's crap. I don't believe that.
What?
I think their chemistry was off the charts. I don't think that rumor is like, valid.
I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah, I can't buy it. I feel like they just took it off because Vince thought, it would be a good idea to put the tag titles. Because look, if you think about it, putting the tag titles in a main storyline like that is going to make the titles prestigious in their mind, right? Quote unquote. So then,
Never mind.
instead of doing what they did with Apollo Crews, that title, the U.S. title right now, looks so good on Apollo Crews. Like he deserved that. Like he's been getting fucking screwed, jobbed out like this whole time for a couple years now, and he finally got a title. And now what? As soon as he gets it, he looks like a star. He's just fucking everyone up. Now this Sunday when this airs, this is before Sunday, so he's gonna go against Andrade again, right? Andrade. Yeah, he's gonna fight Andrade again for the U.S. title. So having that being said, it's like, oh, I beat you. They said, quote unquote, when that there were not gonna be any automatic rematches. So what they do? They put Angel Garza and Andrade, which are in the same goddamn stable, against Kevin Owens. All three of them in a triple threat match to be the number one contender for the U.S. title. And how does that end? With Andrade pinning his partner to get another shot.
That shit's nasty because, like you said, they're already in their own stable. So if you want to have like they're having issues, you don't need a title involved with that. Let them just
Exactly.
do their shit.
So
You don't need a title for that.
So what do you think? Austin Theory got kicked from the stable, right? Now he's in Seth Rollins' stable. So then what? Angel Garza and Andrade are having trouble too. So basically, Andrade doesn't have a stable at this point, unless you want to magically just give Backlash, and then either Angel Garza either interferes and helps Apollo win, or he tries to screw Apollo, and it's still not gonna make any sense if he does, because they were just arguing on Monday who should win, and then one of them pinned the other, and then the one that got pinned is gonna help the other one get the title that he wanted. That's gonna be crazy. I'm intrigued on how like they stole money from me. WWE did. I can say that because I forgot that I had auto pay on the network. So now I guess I'm gonna watch Sunday's pay-per-view for free, I guess, because they already stole it. So shit.
Stuff like that makes me not want to watch. Like I started really trying to keep up again maybe 2 years ago after a really thick ass hiatus. Like after they had fucking Kevin Owens get his ass waxed to Goldberg at Survivor, I was like, fuck this shit. And I stopped watching for like 2 years. So like I just kind of came back. But watching jumbled up shit like that makes it difficult to keep watching. Like the mid card is always so ass. Like you got all this talent, but it's like you don't know what to do.
Yeah, and you say talent. What you call him? Dolph Ziggler is a really good talented person. He never gets, and every time he gets a mid card title, it's always to get screwed around. But and like he hasn't had an actual shot since having the World Heavyweight Championship back in the day. But look, even that wasn't the top prize at the time.
Yeah.
He was world heavyweight champion. He was not a WWE champion. So that what they do, they make this claim for him to fight with Goldberg, just to take a spear, and they job him.
Yeah.
And what do they do? He was gonna go to AEW. What do WWE do? Give him a good contract, saying, "Oh, you're gonna win a title in the next 3 to 5 years." And guess what? He still hasn't won it. Oh wait, he did. It was the tag titles that he won with Drew McIntyre.
That's really fucked up.
That's the title guarantee that they gave him, right? So it's that's at least what I believe. You know, people can go and ask him, and then he's probably gonna say, "No, it was an IC title shot that I haven't got yet." But he's not gonna say that because it's his contract, right? So
Yeah.
But for me, I feel like the guarantee, the reason why he was still, I don't think he liked WWE too much, and that he just loves the fans and stuff like that. I think he wanted a bag, and secondly, they said he was gonna get a title shot for real. They gave him a tag title shot. I think that I think that's the most accurate assumption you can make. Trust me.
Dolph.
Yeah, so I wanna go back, and I wanna bookmark you on where you said you rather have Brock Lesnar over Drew McIntyre right now. Why?
Because there's already a brand with like Brock. They're trying to like build to make people who aren't familiar with Drew care about him.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of he's hairy and strong, there's just not much there. But if Brock comes back, you don't even need a crowd, you don't need a story. It's Brock. As much as I don't like how he's never there, at least there's like something behind that. So when he shows up, I'm like, oh shit, it's Brock. Oh shit, he's got the title.
Yeah, but then again, you can be like, I want to see a WWE champion every week. It's not just because you're not getting paid that you don't. Oh wait, we're getting Paul Heyman every week now. So, and he's just talking,
It doesn't even
teasing.
have to be Brock though. You could put that shit on Seth. Like, put that on someone who's already established in this time where you can't really do much. I don't know if this is the time to be like, hey, brand new big ass stuff. It's like the Braun Strowman thing. Like that shit's not hitting right now.
You can bookmark me on this from last episode. I said I didn't like Braun Strowman as WWE Universal Champion. Look, even that was a tongue roll. I don't like him as that because you think about it this way. They literally made Brock Lesnar so buffy and shit like that to lose to Drew McIntyre. Someone that's been built up for years, right? But then on top of that, now on the other side, you have, you can say for years because, he was in NXT for a couple years. And then, so in years, I'm not saying shit like a decade because he was IC champion back in that day too. So look, you think about it this way. Braun Strowman won the title from Goldberg. And Goldberg won it from The Fiend. The most over character in WWE history, aside from The Undertaker. The best gimmick that they have. They just job him to Goldberg. And then after that, what happens? Goldberg loses it to Braun Strowman just because magically Roman Reigns wasn't going to fight him because of his health.
I'm sorry, like I know you going in, but that match was ass.
That match was awful. Braun Strowman did like 3 power jackhammers and shit, and Goldberg did a couple spears. That was the whole match. I said the whole match just now. A couple spears and a couple fucking power bombs. That's it. I'm sorry, power slams. That shit.
Same shit.
Like that was the whole match, right? So then what? You have The Fiend fight Braun again, but it wasn't The Fiend. It was Bray Wyatt who fought him. Just to make Bray Wyatt lose. And then now Bray Wyatt's in a hiatus, and what's going to happen? Ultimately, right now, Braun Strowman's going to fucking fight John Morrison and The Miz for the championship, a 2-on-1
Yo, fuck Backlash,
handicap
man. I'm
match.
not watching this shit.
A 1-on-2 handicap match for the WWE championship, I believe. That's what they're gonna do, or they will do, right? So it's like, okay, you had the big star, you make him lose to an old star, then the old star loses to a semi-star, and the semi-star is against mid-carders now, and then after beating the big star, that wasn't even the big star because it was the weakest version of him. I can't even stress enough. I can't stress it enough.
I feel the same way about Drew. It's the same shit. Like,
But
it just like happened, and it's like, oh, now he's the champion. Woo.
yeah, but Drew McIntyre won the Royal Rumble, right? Braun Strowman didn't win shit to get that title opportunity.
That's
The
fair.
only reason why Braun Strowman was in that match was because Goldberg spear versus spear against Roman Reigns didn't happen because Roman used to have leukemia and he preferred not to get the virus.
I'm gonna say some wild ass shit, bro. Can I say some wild ass shit, bro? Like, do I have the freedom to say anything?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of podcast is this?
Shit. This is a wrestling podcast.
Bro, that Roman Reigns shit fake. I'm so sorry to be the one to let you know, but that Roman Reigns shit fake, bro.
Oh, about him having leukemia?
That shit fake, bro.
Listen, I'm saying this as storyline.
Okay, good.
I'm saying this
Just
as
want to make
storyline.
sure. Just want to make sure, because that motherfucker was gone for like 5 months, filmed a movie, then came back, and I'm like, my guy,
Hey,
my God, that's not how chemo works.
listen, I'm not gonna say it was fake or real. I'm just gonna say that the storyline said, storyline said that he had leukemia, he's stressed
Yes,
because
he
of
did.
it, and then now the COVID-19 is magically here, and he rather stay home. That's it.
Yes.
Hey, listen, I just noticed I wasn't recording this whole time.
Are you serious?
No, I'm not serious. I was actually playing.
Oh.
We're recording.
Bro, don't play like that, bro. I was finna flip the whole shit. Like, man, fuck this.
No,
Jesus, bro.
It was a little tease there. We're 30 minutes. Well, we're 27 minutes in. I'm not too sure if you wanna continue, but we still got a lot of things to talk about.
I'm good.
You're good?
Hmm?
All right, so we'll continue for a little while more. I was gonna say before you rudely interrupted me with the leukemia thing and stuff like that. Magically, Sami Zayn isn't the IC champion anymore due to reasons that they don't want to say, right? So the new thing is right now we're talking while this match is going on, but I'm not seeing it and you aren't either. Who's gonna win the IC title in your opinion? Daniel Bryan or AJ Styles?
It better be AJ Styles.
Amen, because we would have had to rant this. Listen, AJ Styles better win this title. I'm not looking at my phone. Well, let me see my phone to see if this match ended. No, it hasn't ended. So shit. Hopefully, AJ Styles is the victor, because I feel like that's the only title he hasn't won besides I think the tag titles. I don't think he won the tag titles. I think that, and then you think about it like, oh, the IC title looks great right now. The old design. I have a lot of titles in my room, in my other room. The best one I like is the IC title, the white strap IC title. But when they changed it, I was like, God damn, this shit is sexy. And then people were saying it was a downgrade, but I feel like it was needed. I think the New Japan themed shit that they did with the globe shit, that shit was fire. And then having gold on it, making it mean something, shit. I feel like that was a really good design to go with. And I feel like there's no better person to make the title relevant and prestigious. After, Braun Strowman lost to Sami Zayn, and then Sami Zayn magically loses it 3 weeks later. That didn't make this title prestigious at all after the reveal. And on top of that, even before then, Shinsuke had it, and he wasn't really doing nothing with it. I feel like AJ Styles should win a
It's good
title.
storytelling.
It's really good storytelling. And it was a tournament, and that's the good thing about it. It's like you think about it, people aren't watching wrestling right now because they're like, oh, let's say Brock Lesnar versus not Brock Lesnar, Drew McIntyre versus MVP. That's meaningless. They're not gonna fight for the title. But then you're like,
Right.
Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. They're fighting. Okay, they have a little rivalry, but this is for a spot to get the IC title. Yeah. There's a story on top of a storyline with the title being in a tournament. I think that was a really good thing to do, because Sami Zayn wasn't really wrestling like that. He was just holding on to the goddamn title. Might as well have given it to Cesaro, which he deserves it.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, Cesaro's hands down one of the most underrated people. Wrestlers. He hasn't had a title shot since since him and Sheamus had the tag titles. And that was still a couple years back. That was before. Look, Sheamus and him were tag champs. Sheamus gets injured. Cesaro gets to job. He's a jobber now. Until what? Him and Sheamus get back together for more tag titles? Shit. They're going to be mid-quarters for life then.
Like, if you don't have AJ Styles win, the storyline ends right there. But if you have AJ Styles win, whether he cheats or however he wins, you've got a heel champion. And then he can cheat and they can have rematches for like 3 months. Then the babyface Daniel Bryan finally wins. And it's
exactly.
like, oh, good for them.
You say, oh.
That's the story.
Yeah, exactly. So you could be like this. AJ Styles wins the title as a heel, right? And the storyline's still not going to end because WWE, in their right mind, would always want the babyface to have the title at the end of the day, right? So what? AJ Styles wins. He has it in the record books. Has the title for a couple months. Beats, let's say, he beats Daniel Bryan by cheating, getting him injured, blah, blah. Daniel Bryan's off screen for like 3 months, comes back, has a championship match against him in the next top pay-per-view, wins the title, confetti, everything. Shit, that shit would be lit. That shit would be awesome. And I'm not saying that, if Daniel Bryan wins right now, it's a bad thing, but it's not needed right now. It's not needed.
I think it's bad.
Tell me why it's bad.
They're so pressed for content. You can't kill the only good thing you have. There's no other storylines that are even remotely as interesting as where this can go. You know how fucking crazy AJ Styles can get as a heel. Like, you can bring all sorts of things in there. Like, maybe Taker can come back and he teams up with Daniel Bryan and shit like that. The shit that they can do. Yeah. If you just have Daniel Bryan win, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yay, the babyface won, and he just does open challenges. That's bullshit. You need there's nothing else happening in the company.
I agree. You're absolutely right.
That shit kills it.
Yeah, it kills it. It's actually, now that I think about it, it's a really bad idea to have Daniel Bryan win at the moment, because it's gonna end the storyline right then and there. But let's say AJ Styles does, he's still fucking doing he's still doing these little things with, oh shit, Undertaker, da, da, da. Like the day before he got traded to SmackDown, he was looking for Taker. He thought he saw a coffin in the Money in the Bank match, and he was like, oh shit. And Aleister Black locked his ass in the room. What the fuck?
I was crying. I was
crying
for him. I was like, no.
I was like, oh my god, please save him. Like he's a bad guy, but goddamn. There's so many bad things that you guys did to AJ Styles. It's like, oh damn, next time just drop him from the goddamn roof next time, shit. and guess what? He had the briefcase and he just dropped it, and Otis grabbed it. What the fuck? Like, literally, you could be like this. Oh, you could do it this way. Imagine the endless. Look, I'm gonna say this crazy shit. Imagine this. AJ Styles wins the title, the IC title. Then he's like, oh, you see, I proved I was the best. Otis, you got lucky that the Money in the Bank contract fell from my hand, rah rah. And then guess what? Otis and him fight for the actual briefcase on a one match. AJ Styles wins. Guess what? AJ Styles is the Money in the Bank and the IC champion at the same time. And guess what? He could even try to fucking go against Braun Strowman, change the fucking belt to actually something that looks good, and then be a double champion. Shit, you know how many other alternatives there are? He can also lose the championship to Otis. Otis is also the Money in the Bank winner. Otis loses it back. Then Daniel Bryan comes back, takes it off of AJ. Yeah. There's a lot of things you could do with that.
Whereas it just ends with Daniel Bryan has another title.
Exactly. And look, a couple years ago when Daniel Bryan won the IC championship in the ladder match at WrestleMania, that was a beautiful moment. What happened then? He retired. He retired.
Yep.
And there was no momentum. When was the last time Daniel Bryan had a championship? When he was the WWE champion with Eric Rowan, who's no longer in WWE at the moment.
He left too?
Yeah, he got cut.
Damn!
He got cut. Gallows and Anderson, the club, they got cut.
I saw that.
Yeah, so many people got cut. Just because the COVID-19 was there, they were trying to reduce, payments and shit like that. That way, they can have the main stars and shit like that actually be there. And guess what? You're not using your main stars. Every night I watch Monday Night Raw, I see Angel Garza. I see the same people every Monday, Friday. I see Sasha Banks. I see all these people. I see them all in a row.
On every show, too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look, how many times have I seen Charlotte Flair in the past 2 weeks? She was on Raw. She was on SmackDown. She was on NXT. She was on the pay-per-view. Then even she lost the title, and then now she's on Monday Night Raw again. God damn.
Yep, that's a lot of fucking Charlotte.
That's a lot of Charlotte, and now there's a rumor saying that she wants to be the WWE champion.
Fuck Charlotte.
Bro, look, I saw the post. I was like, man's only, please. Look, I'm not a feminist or anything like that. I love women. I have a girlfriend. Listen, I don't think a woman should have
Wait. You're not an anti-feminist.
I mean, yeah, I'm not anti-feminist. I'm sorry, shit.
There you go. There you go. Let me save you, bro. Let me save you.
Save me, Sever man. Goddamn. Look at that. Look. This is why he's the Penguin Gang master, man. He's like,
that's why I'm here, bro.
He always listens, man, and that's what you gotta look for. Look, hands down, I'm not an anti-feminist, right? Like I said, but Charlotte Flair can't have the championship because it's a men's title, right? So what happened years ago when Chyna won the IC title? She didn't fight women for the title. She fought men for the title. So what, you're going to have Charlotte Flair versus Braun Strowman for the WWE Championship?
Like, I don't mind her having it. I would actually be okay with that because I'm sure she could fuck up a lot of guys. Yeah. It's just not right now. That's not what we need now.
Exactly. But do you think that she would be able to retain the championship against Brock Lesnar?
Maybe not Brock, but he could probably beat a couple other people.
Do you think Sable, Brock Lesnar's wife, would want him to wrestle a female? How many wrestlers? Yes. You think she would? I mean, how many wrestlers are in a relationship and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna wrestle a female. I'm gonna be touching all upon her."
Oh, you mean like from that perspective?
Yeah.
Oh, but no, don't think about it like that.
Bro, come on, man. You can't be like, oh. What if one of these boys gets hard from touching Charlotte? Come on, man.
I'm saying though,
my screen's gonna have a whole goddamn dildo in my face. God damn it, man.
I don't think it's gonna be that serious, bro. Like they think punch each other, man. You're getting a little too deep, bro. That shit ain't that serious, bro. Like,
Oh, God. Listen, I don't know about you, but I just don't think it's time right now for a woman to be WWE champion. I think it'll be a great thing for the women's revolution, but not right now. And especially if she beats Drew McIntyre, for you literally built someone that had actually nothing to then still have nothing.
I would laugh so hard if Charlotte came through and kicked Drew McIntyre's ass. I would laugh so
Bro, that
fucking hard.
it's like he's been ragdolling goddamn Bobby Lashley, which is fucking muscly as shit. But he gonna get dropped by goddamn Charlotte Flair, which is skinny.
Wait. So, real quick, I'm gonna name someone who I think, like, kayfabe wise, she could totally whip their ass. Just give me a couple of seconds, but
Okay.
I got someone. I think, I don't know how it would be that he. Oh, I got you. Otis cashes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte Flair somehow becomes the number one contender, maybe with a surprise roll up or something like that, right? Do you believe that Charlotte can fuck up Otis? I'm saying yes. I'm casting the ballot. She could take the Universal title from Otis. 1000%. And that shit is believable as hell. And you a goddamn lie if you try to tell me it's not. You could fuck up Otis, bro. Come on now.
Listen. I think the storyline's gonna be like, oh, she's a female. I'm not gonna hit her. Pin me.
Nah.
Otherwise, if that's not the case and they're straight up gonna fight, Mandy Rose is gonna get her ass dropped by Charlotte. Charlotte's gonna beat Otis's ass, and she gonna be champion. But then again, you could look at it that way. But Charlotte Flair's on Monday Night Raw, so it's not happening. What?
It was just the NXT.
I mean, yeah, but she was NXT champion because Rhea Ripley wanted her to be. Like, she challenged her. She came, she was invited to a show. And she was like, "Hey, bitch, come at me," and she got dropped. That's the only reason why she was in NXT, because she was a Raw superstar with the NXT championship, so she was able to be on both shows. And then on top of that, she could be on Friday Night SmackDown because they made a new rule that each superstar can come over to the different show 4 times in 1 year. So let's say Brock Lesnar is in Friday Night SmackDown, he can transition to Raw at least 4 times in 1 year, or he can go, shit.
That's so fucking.
Hey, I mean, they make rules all the time just to make sure that people are, competitive, I guess you can say that. Shit. Hey, it just happens. Listen, so I do have one question for you. Are you a MVP hater? Do you like MVP?
You talking about Montel Vontavious Porter,
Yes.
half man, half amazing, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about him.
Half man, half amazing.
Yeah,
Longest reigning United States champion since John Cena, right?
I'm talking about him.
You talking about the man who gets in the ring and informs you that he delivers like UPS?
Hey, yeah, I'm talking about him.
I fucks with MVP the long way. And I'm not even going to say pause on that one. I fucks with MVP.
Listen, MVP, I feel like, when he came back and in the Royal Rumble and no one give the damn, I was jumping up my seat. I was like, God damn, it took you long enough. I love me some MVP. And listen, you can be like, oh, MVP's been talking shit and he's been getting smacked. But at this point, what would he do with a wrestler who's ending his career? He's an amazing mic talker. He has really good matches still at the age he is in, I feel like he can have, like, let's say, you remember a little while ago when he asked Apollo Crews to be his manager and Apollo Crews said no. What if that shit comes back to bite him and he becomes the United States champion again off of nostalgia reasons?
That's great.
All right, so we got interrupted. Family stuff. So we were talking about MVP and how we love his mic skills and stuff like that. How do you feel about him having another title shot later down the line? Because I know he said he was gonna retire, and then he kept wrestling after that.
He wants another title. They got to give his ass like the 24/7 point. Like, he can't have an actual title. Like, he's a great manager, but you can't waste a title shot with all the talent you have on that guy. Even though he is magical by every stretch of the word. That man got in the ring and said, big thing popping, little thing stopping. I feel him on that. But not at this point. You can't give him a real title. I don't know about that. Maybe he can, like, make up his own.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but nah.
So you feel like some R-Truth MVP type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. All right.
Can't give him no title.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. I still feel like nostalgic wise, U.S. title at some point. Just be at least challenge for it, you know. At least challenge for it. Not actually win it, but at least shot it.
I try to see AJ Styles, and then actually, I'm here to see that. As long as MVP loses, I'm here to see that.
At
Those
least,
promos were sick.
yeah, like MVP challenges Apollo Crews for the U.S. title, loses. At least he got a title shot. You know, I'm all in for that. Yeah. All right, we're agreeing. So we're ending this video with an agreement. So I guess that's crazy. Hooray, right? Thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys go over to Sever's channel, even though everyone that's coming over here is from his channel, right? So so you got any last words, bro?
First of all, I ain't gonna say this for no behind the scenes shit. I'm gonna call you out right the hell out now. This man said crazy, and this man said crazy is something else that you hit the double on. That shit's out of this world. But yo, it's 7 Man, Young 7 Man, the youngest of the 7 Man, the greatest has ever been. You feel me? Come see the kid. YouTube.com/severthebond. You feel me? We got the whole squad on deck. Like the sweet life. Shout out my homie Zach and Cody.
Okay. By the way, I want to give a special shout out to Matt, the Knicks fan, for not being in this podcast. Hooray! Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace. They call me the king.